All right, bros. So this is a video you guys have been asking for a while, which is how do I make 5 to 10K per month through online and in-person coaching. And this is for anybody who has a skill that they want to monetize. I'm going to tell you exactly how I monetize approaching, how I create content, position myself as an authority, and make sales and do marketing for my business. It's a very logical video, but to make it a little bit more fun throughout the video, I'll be asking other people in Bali what they do for work. And I think that'll make it a lot more interesting than just hearing me yap about my business. And we can even talk to some ladies, talk to some cool guys, and just make it more engaging. We all know what he does, but what do you do for work here in Bali?
My big thing is I teach guys how to overcome approach anxiety. That's my little corner of the internet right there. We make approach anxiety non-existent so that you can approach courageously.
This is the king of cold approach right here.
You know, one of them. I put myself on, Mount Rushmore of the of the eyeglass Riz videos. Yeah. Top 5 all time. We'll take that. We'll take that title.
Amazing. And what's one piece of advice you would give to yourself starting off on your business on how you could have scaled it much faster?
On the business side, first and foremost, don't give the keys to somebody that says that they can make you 100 grand a month.
Yeah.
Like that just, bro, everybody and their mom says, oh, you got some followers. Yeah. Then I would start taking sales calls as soon as possible and charge at least $5,000 for whatever service that I'm like, just start charging at least 5 grand.
Wow.
You do that, because here's the thing, bro. Would you rather, I would rather find one person that pays me 5 grand than 5 people that pay me 1,000. Because I just get to focus on one. I care about their results so much more than like 5 people that are scattered attention, and like, that's what I do. Just start hopping on sales calls as soon as possible and charge way more money than what you think that you should be charging right now.
Wow, amazing.
And then over deliver. Yeah.
Man, fucking G, thank you so much. That's powerful stuff. Here we go, you guys ready? Let's get right into the video. I started off my business in 2024 in January. It started with a $5 a month Patreon where I would just give some bonus insider tips. My goal was just to make $100 a month or something, just for fun, while I work a normal job, and more of a passion project than anything. The biggest shift that I made was, instead of viewing this like it was a passion project, realizing that YouTube and coaching is a legitimate source of income. It's a skill set, it can be learned, it can be monetized, and if you're in the right niche, you'll make 10x what you make in a normal job. I make 5 to 10K per month. To me, that is about what I would have made working any other bullshit job that society wanted me to work. I could have been a physical therapist, I could have been a bartender, I could have been whatever the fuck. I don't really know that many normal jobs because I never was destined to work a normal job. I never was going to. I'd rather just live like a bum and live in a tent for the rest of my life than work a normal corporation job, because life is too short to be a slave, a modern day slave, and that's just how I see it. And I actually did do that. I lived in Hawaii in a tent for a while. I lived in my car for a little bit back in the day. I always have been freelancing and starting side hustles. I used to sell weed, I used to sell candy in school, I used to flip items on eBay. I've always been interested in making money to have freedom, not just to have money and have a safe life. But that being said, I do hustle pretty much every day, 24/7 on this business, because I am passionate about it, and it is very demanding and very challenging at the same time. So guys, really quick, if you need help with your coaching business and you want me to help you scale it to 10K a month and get to exactly where I'm at right now, hit the link below. I'll fast track it in 90 days. I'll help you with the content, I'll help you with the sales, I'll help you with the marketing. I'll give you a clear-cut strategy, exactly what I did. You can just copy me and we'll get you to the next level. And as a bonus, I'll also do a 4-day immersion. I'll give you an invite, a ticket to one of my 4-day meetups where you can learn cold approach and use that and leverage it to improve your business and your content. So you're getting the whole package. You're learning how to level up your business, you're learning how to level up your approaching and your dating, and you're learning how to use that to leverage it to make your business even better. I already did this for one person. His name is Stefano. He's now helping me run boot camps this summer. So if you want that to be you, hit the link below and I got you. Just join my inner circle. I got you, brother. In 2024, I just started creating videos on approaching, dating, documenting my dates, self-improvement in general. The biggest shift I made in 2024 was from making videos about random shit that I didn't care about just to drive views, to making videos that I actually would watch, or that my younger self would watch. A lot of guys I see, they're obsessed with trying to make videos for views, and I used to do that as well. But in the end, even if you did blow up, it's hard to maintain because you're inauthentically creating content. And also, you're not really making that much money making videos about shit you don't care about. That is just for fun and just to get views. You're making way much more money when you make videos about the shit that you're passionate about. And passion in of itself is a loaded term. It is a loaded fucking term. So scrap all that follow your passion bullshit. It's not real, because truly passion comes from engagement, experience, and just doing the damn thing. I was not passionate about approaching when I first started teaching it. It was just something that I loved to do, but I wasn't like excited and thrilled to talk about it. I didn't think I would even take it this far. But as I started to get better at it, as I doubled down on coaching and in-person coaching, and I started to see the levels to the game, I became passionate about it. I became passionate about it through the process. You want to find something that you're just engaged in, something that you can devote interest to without feeling like you want to kill yourself because it's so boring. You want to find something that you can kind of just get into a flow state in. You want to find something that you're also very good at, something that you have a natural aptitude at, or something that you've just built a natural aptitude to. That is what you should coach. You shouldn't coach something that is fun. It's never going to be fun, bro. A lot of guys tell me like, you have the best job in the world. But the reality is, even I feel bored all the time working my job, which is approaching women. And that is supposed to be the most fun thing to do in the world. A lot of guys are like, bro, your job is literally to approach women. That's crazy. Bro, even I feel apathetic towards doing it. Like, actually today is a good example. I could not be fucking bothered to approach a girl today. I really don't want to. I just want to be by myself. But I will still do it for the camera. I will still do it because I'm doing a challenge, a night game immersion challenge. And I will still do it because I am disciplined and I want to get better at what I do and what I teach. It's not because I'm passionate about it. So scrap all that passion bullshit. You want to find something that you're naturally engaged in.
I'm from Slovakia.
You're from Slovakia?
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. I actually live in Budapest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very close, actually.
Yeah, I know.
My city.
Awesome. Have you been to Budapest?
I've been to Budapest, of course,
Beautiful.
multiple times.
Beautiful city.
Yeah.
I got to go to Slovakia sometime. Okay, so here in Bali, what do you do for work?
I'm a content creator. I do UGC for brands and businesses, and sometimes strategy as well.
Okay. UGC, that's like where you go to a business and you help them create content for their business, right?
Yeah, yeah. I do content on their behalf, so I don't post it on my socials, they post it on their socials,
okay.
and as ads as well.
Gotcha. How long did it take you to start making money doing this?
I started right away.
Yeah.
When I started with it, I was doing it part-time at first, and then last year when I moved to Bali, I took it full-time.
Okay, gotcha. So you make content for businesses here in Bali then?
No, around the world, international brands.
Okay, very cool. Okay, what's the number one tip you'd give to yourself starting off on making UGC content?
I would just say, just start and don't wait for the more knowledge and for a better occasion or a better time, because it's not gonna come, and you will learn as you go, and just don't be afraid to go and ask for what you are worth.
Yes,
So.
I love it. You learn so much more in the process than you do
Yeah, of
researching,
course. I
right?
learned everything actually in the process and not
Yeah.
what I was trying to get before.
Awesome. You're a doer. Thank you so much.
No.
Appreciate it. Take care. Now, I'm going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm telling you this right now. If I know what I knew now about sales and marketing, that took me about 2 years of experience and learning. If I knew what I know now about sales and marketing, and my video went viral again here in 2026, and I had the same amount of traffic that I had in 2024 when my video went viral, I would have at least $100,000 in the bank, minimum. I have a good amount saved, but I would have 5 to 10x what I have now if I would have simply done this one thing. Are you ready to hear what it is? High ticket. I don't give a fuck if you feel like an imposter. I felt like an imposter when I started. I don't give a fuck if you're scared to ask for more than $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. That is the only way. That is the only way. Unless you have a audience with hundreds of thousands of viewers, even then, it is probably still the best alternative. You do not want to sell a low ticket course without a high ticket upsell. You do not want to have a cheap course without funneling them to the high ticket course. You must put all your eggs into the one basket of high ticket, of charging more than $1,000. And here's the secret. When you charge that much, if you're a good person, you will figure out how you can transform that person's life. If they pay that much, if they're motivated, they will figure out how to get the ROI from your coaching and they will make the change to improve their life. You have to charge lots of money. Otherwise, it means nothing and they will not improve at all. That is the secret. So when I first started this thing, I had a course for $100. I sold about 60 copies of the course and I upsold exactly 0 copies, 0 people. To give you a reference, in the summer, I had a video that did well. I sold 20 copies of the course, and since I knew sales and marketing, I upsold half and I made 25 grand. So if you want to just do the math there, if I sold 60 courses and I made 20 grand per 20 sales, that's 60 grand. I would have made 60 grand in the first 2 weeks if I knew what I know now about sales and marketing. Probably more, honestly, because now I even know more about sales and I can charge even more than what I was charging this summer. I would have made easily 100 grand from that video in the first few months. Easily. And that's with my limited knowledge. Keep in mind, guys, I'm still not that good at sales and marketing. My sales are amazing because I'm good at cold approach and it's very connected, but my marketing is shit. Like, I have the worst funnel ever right now. It's not the worst ever, but it's genuinely not that good. I'm actually, this week, maybe by the time this video comes out, it'll be better. I'm gonna be working on it. I just talked to a marketing expert, but genuinely, it's not even my expertise, but it had to become my expertise. I'll tell you a little story. I'm gonna make a big video on this in the future. Last year, in 2025, I almost ran out of money. I was in $20,000 of debt, and I was about to go back home to Arkansas and work another job because I was still trying to sell low ticket and survive. Thinking back, hindsight is 2020. I don't know what made me think I could survive off of $30 a month. The reality is I got lucky because went viral, but what I'm teaching is very niche, and what you're teaching will likely be very niche. Most things are very niche. And charging low ticket, you just will never have enough clients to sustain that. It is honestly a miracle that I was even able to survive at all for as long as I did. I did it for about a year until I finally switched to high ticket. After struggling for an entire year and making almost no money, actually losing a lot of money in the process, and struggling, I finally made my first client in-person transformation. It was a guy named Akil. Changed his life completely. We spent 5 weeks together. He was also my first high ticket client, and it gave me the confidence to start charging high ticket. And starting in June, developed a new online program mixed in with in-person coaching as well, a group immersion. And I sold and I saved my business and I paid off all my debt. Bro, we already had a whole conversation about business, but what do you do for work? And yeah, let's start there. What do you do for work?
All right, so I run 2 different companies. The first company I run is a social media marketing agency where we create content for other businesses. That one I've been running for about 8 years. Signed over 1,000 clients with that. I have a team of 22 people for that business. Man. The other business is where I teach people how to do exactly that, because my business can only take on a max of 150 clients a month. So when we have deal flow, but there's nowhere for those people to go, then I bring those to my consulting clients and I teach how to run social media posts.
Amazing. Damn, bro. You gave me some solid advice today, genuinely life-changing in my business. What's the number one advice you would give to your younger self starting off in your business right now?
Volume. Volume is literally everything. If you don't put in the volume, it's not gonna work. Getting to 0 to 10K a month, that's most people their goal. It's not about strategies, fancy funnels, crazy naming, reading Alex Hormozi's book for the 3rd time. It's none of those things. Yeah. What you gotta do is just put in the work. If you reach out to, let's call it 50 business owners per day, and you offer your service, no matter how bad you are at sales, no matter how bad the offer is, if you just do volume, you'll start signing clients. And once you start signing clients, you'll be able to improve the offer and learn from that. But don't stay stuck trying to improve the offer while you have no clients. Try to get some clients on first.
This is such good, bro. Such gems, and it's the same exact thing in approaching, funny enough, for getting women.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's like, yeah, work on your product quality, work on yourself. But if you don't put yourself in front of girls, you'll never know what it, yeah, you have to do that. You have to get the fucking volume in.
The volume in, and then over time you're gonna start getting better and better and better, and then you start tweaking the product based on the feedback that you get.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just tweaking the product based on nothing.
Yeah. Facts, man. Thank you so much, bro. Sure, legendary, bro. Good stuff.
For sure.
I think someone needs to say hi to that girl.
I was just about to say on camera.
Okay.
I'll approach.
Yeah?
Yeah. Her? Yeah. You mean?
Go for it. Run it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
You got this, G. What a legend. What a legend. He's doing the approach. So she seemed very like not interested at first, but then he's persisted, and then now she's interested, which was actually really cool to see. This guy's got game. Shout out to him. What you need to do if you want to start on coaching is number one, find a niche, find a lane, find an angle that you want to teach. Number two, hop on the phone with as many people as possible. So you want to have leads, whether your leads come in from ads or it comes from content. I don't do any ads. I get all of my leads from content. You want to hop on the phone with as many of these people as possible, with as many of the buyers. Personally, I know with ads you can make a lot more money, but personally, I actually prefer organic content, and here's why. Organic content, from what I've seen based on my limited experience with ads, attracts you the best possible clients. It attracts people who are dialed into your lifestyle, who are having the same mindset as you, who have already been nurtured through your ideas and know exactly what you are like. And when you finally meet up to work together, you guys will get along 10x better, and they become more like best fucking friends. Not all the time, but usually best fucking friends. And coaching them is such a pleasure. Personally, I think it's more fulfilling, and the upside potential, even though it is more challenging, is actually much higher than ads, because ads, you spend money, you make a certain amount back, whereas organic, you can make a viral video and make unlimited money and make unlimited leads. And it also teaches you how to make videos and keep yourself sharp in making videos. Making videos is its own skill, but it also leverages social dynamics, and it leverages charisma and confidence to generate traffic. It puts your personality out there. It forces you to do things like what I'm doing right now, which is like public speaking and speaking in public to a camera, and make things interesting and be very witty and very fun and free associate. Basically being able to speak and speak and speak and talk and talk. It trains you to become a professional yapper. There's so many benefits that come with learning how to create content, and a lot of people don't enjoy it as much as I do. I actually enjoy it, but I'll give you the number one tip for creating content, and that is this. This is something that I did back in 2024 when I first started creating content, and this is what got me my viral video. This is what blew up my channel. This is what made me super fucking creative, and it changed my entire life. And I stopped doing it in 2025, but I just started doing it again in 2026 because I've been missing out on my gold rush, something that I'm just now implementing that's changing my YouTube channel completely. And that is this. This is the number one tip for content. Just like top of funnel in your business, you need lead generation. Just like in your dating life, you need to bring in new dates, new leads. You need to be approaching women to bring in new leads. In your content creation, you always need to be generating ideas. You should be generating around 25 fresh, brand new ideas per week. What I do is I do around 100 ideas every 2 weeks. So you can just do half of that, but that's obsessive. Every single day, I generate around 10 ideas. Every single day, almost. I do around 200 per month. Every single day, I'm thinking, what can I create? What challenge can I do? What topic can I talk about? Also, as well as that, I'm researching other channels that are doing well, old videos that have done well. I ask clients what they want to see. I'm doing massive amounts of research and brainstorming, creating a massive abundance, and that's the key, a massive abundance of ideas. And from the hundreds of ideas that I generate, about half of them are completely trash, about another quarter of them are okay, and then another 10% maybe are like pretty good, and then a small percentage, the smallest percentage, 5 to 10% are absolutely bangers. And then you focus all your energy into that. So through the abundance of lots of ideas, you get the best videos possible, and it trains your brain to be more creative. It's actually a skill set. When you sit down and generate ideas, it's actually a skill set to learn how to be creative and think of new things. So it's a skill. Idea generation is a skill, just like approaching, just like generating new leads for your business. It's a fucking skill. And once you start to generate a lot of ideas and you make that a habit every single month, you'll have the best ideas possible for your YouTube channel, and you just have to execute them. As far as what videos to work on, what I would recommend is work on the videos that are slightly out of your comfort zone. You don't want to go so far out of your comfort zone where you can't do it at all and there's this massive resistance to just making the damn video. But you also don't want to just sit in your room alone and put on a camera and talk about things. You want to do stuff that is slightly out of your comfort zone. For example, doing this on the beach right here, slightly out of my comfort zone. It's not completely normal for me, but it's also not that hard. I've done this before. Doing interviews, slightly out of my comfort zone. It takes a lot of energy, but it's something that I know I can do. And then you just level it up from there, and slowly you become more and more comfortable with filming in public and filming yourself and vlogging. The next thing you know, you become better and better at speaking, and then your ideas get better. You do new challenges, you think of new things, and then you brainstorm, you do collabs with other people, and then you have a content creation machine. And in every video, you want to do one thing. You want to make a call to action to your services. You have to sell immediately. When I started this cold approach business, the minute I started creating videos, I was selling right away. And this is a major key here. It's not pushy. You are a business before you are a creator. You are not doing this just for fun. Anytime I see a creator say, oh, I just love creating, I don't care about the outcome, they never stay consistent, they never make money, they never make quality videos, and they genuinely never love it. So, like I said, after you've started to create content and you're having a lot of leads come into your videos, you have a lot of leads coming in, all you need really is a simple form. That's the most basic way to monetize, and you hop on the phone with as many people as possible. The main goal is you want to start to build a community, number one, and you also want to start to learn about your ideal client. You want to talk to them. You want to learn what's their problems, what are they struggling with, what do they want from you, what could you possibly sell them. And here's the number one rule for sales. The number one rule, this is the thing that made me the most money and paid off my debt and made me 20K in 1 month once, and that's this. You always pitch your services in the call, no matter if they say they hate you and they don't want it, no matter if they seem disinterested, no matter if they really like you and you don't want to break the vibe, and you don't want to seem like a cheesy salesman, you always make an offer. And ideally, you do it at a high point when you guys are vibing, you have talked about their problems, and you've positioned yourself as an authority. You always, 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 always go for the close. I have a best friend now, his name is Sean. I met him in person actually on this beach, and we were talking, and I noticed that he needed help with cold approach, and I pitched him. He never ended up buying, but we ended up becoming best friends anyways. People will respect you if you respect yourself and you're just making sales for your business. It's normal. So always be closing. Anytime you're DMing somebody, I wish someone would have told me this, anytime someone's DMing you, asking you a question, that is now a lead. That is now someone you should be trying to close. You should have a low ticket offer, something cheap that you can quickly give them something of value that's massive value, and then later on upsell them, plug them into a community or an email list. And you should have something that is high ticket, where that is the main thing you're selling that you can make most of your money from. But some of the people who don't have a lot of money yet, you sell them on the low ticket, it puts them in the funnel, and you close them later. I hope that makes a lot of sense. I'm speaking in a lot of business jargon, a lot of business lingo. Basically what I'm saying is you want to sell people cheap things so that you can nurture them and have them in your ecosystem to later sell them more expensive things. Email list is a basic way. I actually prefer a community. Free or like a slightly paid community, like a $50 entry. And that is actually enough to qualify them as a buyer in the future. It's actually a really good price point, $50. So, all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to guess what you do.
Okay.
I would say you're a coach, because everyone in Bali is a coach, right? Okay. So we're
But what type?
spirituality. Spirituality, something in the spiritual realm.
Not really, no.
Trauma healing? No.
Essence of it?
Somatic work. No, I don't even know what. Okay, I would say last guess.
Yeah.
You work with women.
Yes.
Dating coach.
No.
Okay.
Not
You help-
dating. Keep going.
You help women
With
limiting beliefs in money,
no. Keep going.
limiting beliefs in self-image,
Kinda.
limiting beliefs with the kind of men they deserve.
I like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I should. That's a new business venture.
you go.
No, I'm a nutrition coach.
Nutrition.
but women's health, yeah.
Women's health and nutrition in particular. Oh, okay, amazing. Amazing. And how's that going for you? What's the number one thing you've learned since you've started doing nutrition coaching?
I've been doing it for 10 years, so...
Oh, damn. What's one tip you would give to yourself when you started at year one in your business?
Ooh, just to trust your gut. I think you'll make many mistakes, but that's just part of the process. You just got to stay true to you, build what you want to do, stay aligned. I've been in Bali for 2 years and it's been amazing. But before that I was in the UK, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. There's so many other people doing what we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's awesome.
Nice.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you.
What's your name?
My name's Daniel.
Daniel.
Let's talk about positioning yourself as an authority. To position yourself as an authority, you have to be out practicing the thing. That's actually how I overcame my imposter syndrome. When I started, I knew I wasn't the best. I was very afraid to coach. So what did I do? I went out 5 to 10 hours per day for about a year. After I did that, it's a year later now. I started in November of 2024 when I started to take it really seriously and approaching, because I knew I wanted to charge more. I knew I wanted to do in-person coaching. I knew I needed to start making real money. I made the mental decision and I ruined my health in the process. As a lot of you guys may have seen, I got fat last year because I was just out all night, every night approaching. But since I practiced what I preached and I got proficient enough to get results for people, I always felt comfortable talking about it, coaching it, selling it, and everything in between. So what you actually need to do is practice what you preach. The only way, in my opinion, to position yourself as an authority is to be out in the trenches doing the damn thing, whether it be in business, whether it be in sales or whatever, in fitness, whatever you're coaching, you have to be testing things out, trying new things, and you don't even have to be the best. You don't have to be an expert to really help people. You just have to be one step ahead. And I remember when someone told me that in the beginning, it's so fucking true. You only have to be one step ahead. Hey, it's like literally the same timing as the last video of yesterday. You coming in right at like the 20-minute mark. You know what? This is a good testimonial case study. You were in my community when I first started. I was making zero money at the time because I wasn't charging enough and I had no upsell. But what was your first initial impression of me when you first joined my community in 2024 in like September, October era, whenever you joined?
Yeah, it was cool. I think like we first hopped on the call. That was like that's the only reason I actually bought it, because I wanted to hop on the call with you.
Yeah.
You're cool. Actually gave me advice. It was just mostly my setup. I was like, fuck yeah. Then I got like more active in the Telegram community. I wasn't active in the beginning, but over time I was like, everyone is doing this.
Yeah.
It's normal. Like everyone is learning this. It's so cool. That makes it. I think that's the most valuable thing in the community for sure.
Yeah.
And it was amazing that just like people advise field reports, you sending field reports, just inspiring, seeing other people win.
Yeah.
You sharing your wins and just telling any stories. It's fun and getting feedback on it. It's really good. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and one thing I said is, in order to position yourself as an authority, you actually have to be in the trenches, and that's one thing. During the time when you joined, I was always out approaching, always writing field reports, always practicing new things, always engaged. And another thing, whenever you messaged me for the first time, I sent you a voice note.
Yeah.
The power of a voice note. Since you are a small business when you're starting, you don't have a DM setter, just send voice notes to people. That's how you actually, I always wonder, why do people want to hire me and not Tristan Social? Why do people want to hire me and not the big dog? Because the big dog is unattainable. He's more expensive in a lot of ways, and you're not going to get as much one-on-one time with him. When you're a small business, how you stand apart is you're able and willing to give your one-on-one undivided attention. You're able to help him in a very personal way, and then you can make an even bigger transformation. Now, eventually you want to be a big dog and you want to scale it, but you got to start from the ground up. You got to build your roots first. So what do you do for work here in Bali?
I'm a health coach based on medical testing, data, help entrepreneurs to get into their peak state with blood testing, gene testing, and I'm actually helping them to unlock their potential and their health.
Damn, that's really cool, man. Like, very unique. What got you into that?
Actually, it was my own health. About 8 years ago, my own health crashed when I was in my previous business, my first entrepreneurship business actually. And I got into a big burnout, lost all my energy, and I simply didn't take care of myself, and I didn't know much about health. So I thought, okay, I need to fix myself, I need to heal, I need to learn everything. And at one point I knew so much that I started to help others casually and other founders that I know. And that's like snowballed into this business, helping like founders in different countries with their performance and their health.
So it happened very naturally then. What's the number one thing that you've learned in business, like that got you to the next level financially? And the number one thing you learned just like coaching as well?
The number one for me, it's setting yourself a very ambitious goal.
Okay.
So when I started my first business, the goal was like super hard to obtain, and it really like drove me. It was really, and we also set the goal together with my co-founders, or I had this accountability, and that really made me think sharper than most others, because I really had to get there. I also had some reasons because I didn't have that much money at the time. So that for me made everything crystal clear, because I had a very sharp goal, like that many clients over in 4 months.
So it's kind of like the 10x rule. Like you made such a huge target that since you were shooting for the moon or shooting for the stars, you might hit the moon kind of thing.
Yeah, it was really ambitious.
Yeah.
But
what was your goal? What was the ambitious goal?
It was selling 5,000 devices to 5,000 people in the first 6 months.
Wow.
And we had this hardware smart device.
Amazing.
And we actually pulled it off.
Wow.
That was
Damn, dude,
that was
amazing,
crazy,
bro. Fuck. Man, I love that, bro. Thank you so much, man. This is such a good interview. I appreciate it. Solid, brother. Yeah. Solid. Now, I'm going to talk about the most money I ever made in a month. It's where I made around 20, 30K in 1 month. I had a lot of leads coming in, but this is the model that I think you should use whenever you start off. So it saved my business. I had a $250 course at the time. I wasn't getting many sales because, believe it or not, $250 is one of the worst price points to have, especially when you're not well established. I've seen other guys who are well established and people truly value what they have to say, and they're willing to spend almost any amount of money for their courses because they have the proof and they have everything. But for me, since I'm not as well established, $250 is too much for someone to just say fuck it, but it's not even enough for me to survive if they did say fuck it. So it's just the worst price point ever. What I did was, after talking to a business guy, he said lower the course to $50. And what you do is you attach a free call to it, and lastly, you plug them into the community, and they're getting massive value. From that $50, they're getting the best deal possible. They were getting a huge community that was active. They're getting a one-on-one call with me. They're getting a course that I actually worked on for fucking years that was banging. And then when they hop on the call with me, they trust me. They now know I'm legit. They now know I provide value for money. And on that call, you upsell them to a higher ticket program. For me, the higher ticket program was weekly calls, live approach calls, weekly debrief calls, weekly approach breakdown calls where we listen to their approach. We have a 4-day in-person immersion. We have weekly missions. We have wingman allocation. I help find them a wingman. We have a dating strategy audit. We have a style audit. We have so many pieces to this that it's literally 10x the value of what they're already getting, but also for 10x the price. But since they trust you, since you're gonna leverage doing sales calls and learning how to talk to people and persuade them and get them to buy and overcome objections, you will make a sale and you will make money. Now, I close about 10 to 20% of my calls now. Actually, it's probably more around 25 to 50%. I close a fair amount of my calls, and that's because I do organic content where people already trust me and they've seen that I've provided massive value. So you wanna do the same thing, organic content, have a banging low ticket offer where you provide massive amounts of value for a very low price, and then you upsell them afterwards. So since then, I've learned and I've realized that you can make the biggest transformation in person. I've learned that once you start to actually help people, in my opinion, in my view, that's when you start to be able to make more money and actually change lives. Now I'm shifting most of my focus to only in-person coaching. I still do a little bit of online, but the truth is this: you can only make so much of a difference online. For some people it works, but I would say in person, you can make the best transformation. So when you do start coaching, if you can somehow host a retreat, that is the ultimate goal, where you bring in clients to see you in person, they get to meet you, you're able to charge a premium price, and then on top of that, you can also add in the online program. Right now, I'm hosting boot camps. If anyone wants to join, it's amazing. You get a 5-day immersion with me. You get to meet a lot of other like-minded cool people. You get to network with a lot of people. And you get, as a bonus, the online program where you get to stay accountable, have weekly missions, and work on it on your own time. But truly, the biggest transformation that I've seen has been in person. So once I made that shift, and I actually got this advice from Jack Hopkins, not only am I going to teach people online, but I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and show them in person. It forced me to level up my game. It forced me to level up myself as a person. And it made more of a commitment for me to get better at what I'm doing and charge more. And it's a lot easier to charge more when you are coaching them in person. So if you're trying to teach what I'm teaching, if you coach it in person, you'll make 10x the money. And you don't have to be the best. I still get rejected all the time. The only difference is my mindset, my perseverance, and my ability to bounce back from a rejection and keep on going. It's more of a game of stamina than anything. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. It's very different from what I usually do, which is usually talking about approaching. We're talking about business. I had a lot of people who requested this, so I hope it was of a lot of value to you. I'm gonna put a PDF down below that's gonna tell you exactly what we talked about in case you couldn't finish the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.